It's Charlie from the West Wing. We love Dulé Hill and everything that he does. And now this West Wing, do not call it a reunion, but the folks getting back together. Dulé, I watch this show on Netflix all the time, and I didn't know that Elizabeth Moss played, in effect, your girlfriend in some of the early episodes starting. What's so amazing to me about the show is how many great people were on it in guest starring roles every single episode.
Yeah, it really was an embarrassment of riches with the caliber of actors that we were able to get on the show from the beginning. I think like in maybe the third episode or fourth episode, Edward James almost guest starred. Ruben Santiago Hudson guest starred, I think, in the second episode. And then, you know, of course, Elizabeth Moss, she played Zoe Bartlett. I mean, it was just a Glenn Close. The list just goes on and on with how many people would come through and play around with us for a while.
So when you were approached for this idea to stage an episode to benefit When We All Vote, I think we all agree the cause is incredibly laudable. Was it, I would be of two minds. It's so perfect you don't want to mess with it. And then, boy, wouldn't it be great to see everybody in this kind of context?
Well, I think, one, when Aaron Sorkin said, reached out and said, would everyone be interested? If Aaron is giving his stamp of approval, then I think we all trusted that it would be something, a worthwhile endeavor. And I think also what's good about this is that we're just revisiting an episode. A chance to go back now, 20 years later, looking through a different lens to be able to approach the same dialogue, I think was exciting for everybody. And then for the reasoning behind it, to get people to be engaged, to get people to actually get involved with democracy, to get us all to vote and to support When We All Vote. It was a no-brainer for me.
You know, one thing as we're talking, and I'm thinking about the vintage West Wing, and I'm reminded of it as I look at that footage there, everybody on that show, or their characters, I should say, were decent, and they were there to advance a greater good. There were sincere reasons for them to be there, and it's something that appears, frankly, to have been missing from politics for a long time. Do you ever rewatch the old ones? Do you get nostalgic at all?
I haven't really watched the episodes that much, especially here during the pandemic, because we have two children and we're trying to just make it through the day sometimes. But I do miss that voice of the West Wing, though, because it did inspire us to be the best version of ourselves as citizens and even as a nation. And I feel that where we are now, especially, that it's a race to the bottom. I feel that now we do not have leadership that is really challenging us to be the best version of ourselves, but they're really challenging us or inspiring us to be the worst version of ourselves and to see how we can tear each other apart instead of unite together for the greater good. So I do miss the West Wing. I miss the voice of the West Wing because I think it was a voice that was powerful during that time. It would be even more powerful now.
I'm really struck by that phrase that you used, the voice of the West Wing. Here's the trailer for the new staged episode. Watch.
Hello.
Chaz.
You wouldn't happen to know where my copy of the private schedule is, would you?
Did you lose it?
I don't believe I did, no.
Yet you don't have it.
Odd.
He'd like you for a moment.
Thank you.
Where is it?
How would I know?
Where is it?
I just hope you didn't leave the building with it.
Give it up, Tiny.
No, I think you're going to want to talk nicer to me than that, because when a reporter finds it, they're going to come to me and that thing is stamped D12 because you signed it out D12 and rules are rules.
Funny.
What?
I never told you it was D12.
How about that?
You see, there's a cadence to this show. It has a very specific rhythm.
Definitely. I mean, I've always, even from the time I first joined the West Wing, I realized approaching Aaron Sorkin's words, it really was choreography. It was music. It was a way of, there was a musicality to his words. And if you can hop onto that I guess that jazz train, then you can navigate your way through it.
Well, gosh, I'm such an admirer of the show and of your work on it. We'll tell folks that HBO Max's West Wing special, To Benefit When We All Vote, streams this week, October 15th. Friday, there's marathons of the West Wing happening on TNT. That was a real pleasure. Go back to the two of you.
Okay, Sam, thank you.